right, we're gonna look at the month report and the roadmap roundup next. Just keep in mind, I'm very sick, and I'm so sick I can't even really have the lights on that high. So I only have one light on me today because I had both, and it was giving me a headache. So let's start out with the monthly report. We'll see how much I can get through because reading might be a pain in the butt and focusing. I just have a head cold where it's just pressure in my head. So it's like the behind the eye pressure. So it's not very fun. June AI content was meeting with the directors and combat AI team to keep pushing the development of the updated combatant wildline script. Okay, so just wildlines. Team is currently looking to leverage dynamic conversations outside of combat. Team updated civilian behaviors to utilize additional lines. Yeah, that's all just talking, so cool, but who cares? It'll feel good, but it's just not that. Wildline is like when they yell something at you, right? Like, I knew you couldn't get me, or something like that, or like you hear them whistling, or why are you hiding? Those are all wildlines. Features. AI features completed their tasks for the irradiated Valakar, which made its debut in the PU. Okay, months of hard work, and honestly, I don't know, like leave your honest thoughts. I feel like it's been a bit of a letdown in terms of like expectations versus reality. I think the expectations that were set at CitizenCon were way higher than what they achieved with this. And yeah, I don't enjoy the fight. So yeah, as much. I'll do it for the grind, for the materials and stuff, but yeah, it just hasn't been that exciting from that front. Latter part of the month was focused on bug fixing, including edge cases where the Valakar didn't emerge, despawned too soon, or failed to spit during its emerge animation. Improvements were also made to the juvenile and adult Valakar. I gotta say, juvenile and adults are pretty nice. The fact that they like go down and they come up somewhere else, like that's kind of more along the line of what maybe we were looking for the big guy. But yeah, pretty good. And Copion were literally pretty scary there as well. So like props to the other AI, but the big guy just felt a bit underwhelming. So hopefully that improves. Major and minor bugs were fixed for human combat alongside additional behavior work. This included aiming improvements and stuff. I gotta say, like, you can solo these events, like maybe not the Valakar that easily, but the like going into the locations, right? But the AI are like, you come out of there with injuries. It's hard not to. I don't really see anything else that's super worth discussing here. Then the game intelligence development team started meetings on StarScript. Progress was made for a prototype for Mission System V2. Implementation of an outline header and dashboard began. The visuals are evolving and adapting. So this is just UI stuff, it looks like. As part of this, more icons were... Yeah, okay. Looks like just UI stuff. AI tech. There's so much AI. All this is very technical, so I usually skip this. In other words, the ability for NPCs to react to radar pings were added. So that's something to pay attention to for sure. Let me know if I need to come back to this, but it feels like a pretty good skip. Full support for quantum boosting energy usage for NPCs, I guess. Driving vehicles. Oh, yeah, that's another thing worth talking. NPCs driving vehicles. Hey. Sorry, my wife wants to do something in the kitchen that's going to make a bunch of noise. Animation. They spent the month on the irradiated Valakar, facial animation. New lines for Stowe, Walton, and the additional NPCs in the defend location missions. Who are Stowe and Walton? I don't know who that is. And then mocap narrative mission, new mission giver content in 4.3 and 3.1. Are those the headhunters? Okay. Headhunters is Stowe. All right. Is that just the guy that you talk to? I haven't done headhunter missions yet. Okay. Yeah, cool. Yeah, hopefully a new barter here in 4.3 and 4.3.1. That's the fingers crossed on that one. Getting Wicklow being Wicklow and Walton's the Mercenary Guild. Makes sense. Okay. Wicklow being just Wicklow, and then there being like a mercenary guy and there being a council guy will be really nice. Art. Ship art in particular. Anvil Paladin continued through Greybox with additional artists being moved on to it. Pre-production began for the Gaktak Raelin, which will continue between other tasks ahead of the ship officially entering production later this year. Okay, so like not much to say on that. All I have to say is they can't do cargo right when it's a square. I don't know how they're going to do it right when it's a triangle, but we'll see. Some of the team moved on to the Drake Ironclad, with some areas receiving layout alterations to improve traversal alongside refinement to the modular Drake kit. Work progressed on 5 unannounced vehicles. 2 completed their white box phase and are now into gray box, with the focus on details around the hull. Others are in the final stages of production and are receiving the finishing touches and bug fixes ahead of its release. Another vehicle from a prominent manufacturer entered production and is currently approaching white box review. A new variant is also improved. Okay, like just lots of things that we don't know about. In North America, the Apollo Medevac reached its Lot 0 phase, which is the last phase, so we have to see this extremely soon, with the devs ensuring modular medical bays swap out and behave as expected. Following the Prowler utility, the team tackled some bugs. Perseus approached Greybox reviews, such as a lot of work was done to prepare anything that animates, such as torpedo launchers for the downstream teams. Wait, the Perseus has torpedoes? What? Really? I didn't realize that. I thought it was, again, I don't follow these big ships very much, so I thought it was just a ship like the 20 size 5s. Okay, so smaller torpedoes. Because what's the size on the Polaris? They're like huge, right? That's interesting. I thought it was just the Polaris, but huge guns. They're 10s. Got it. The Drake Kraken entered pre-production, with the team identifying areas from the original concept that needed further attention to bring modern standards. Full production will begin later this year. That is like, that is a ship I will melt my entire library for. I'm going to be honest. If I would start with a single ship, it would be that one. Because it is the org ship, right? So that's what I would like. I would leave everything. It's not really a starter ship, obviously, but for an org, that would be what I would use over Pioneer. Okay. True. For my org, I guess it would be a tough one between Pioneer or this. Good point. Probably Pioneer. But yeah, that's one of those things where it's like, I love the idea of living on a spaceship with your org, and the Kraken is like that, right? All right, community who asked, although I always like looking at the Bar Citizen ones, in particular, the random furry that's in the middle of there. And I always think back to Jared's interaction with the furry at CitizenCon, which was actually based. Now, core gameplay, why is there nothing here? Why is core gameplay this big? With the new Stormbreaker content, the core gameplay teams added several updates to radiation hazard areas, damage over time, new IFCS logic, okay. Most of the teams contribute to the Apex Valkyrie encounter, including its appearance and how it interacts with players. This is why events like Stormbreaker are horrible. Most of the teams contributed to the Apex Valkyrie encounter. Everybody of the 1,000 developers were working on the Valakar, when we know it's 5 developers that are on the core gameplay team. But yeah, like, that is where I'm like, why did we do it this way when this was supposed to be the year of stability and improving that kind of stuff? Like everyone kind of had Chris's back. We were all like, I don't know if I like it, but I understand it. And then they just didn't do it, and they made it Hathor and an Apex Valakar. Really dumb, and this kind of proves how dumb it is, how small the core gameplay section is, right? Recently added points of interest, uncovered several unexpected issues during internal playtests. Several freight elevator fixes were made across multiple missions, while improvements and bug fixes were made for radiation. Well, the freight elevators are still ass, so keep working on it, I guess. Mission design, Stormbreaker. Then they expanded Infiltrate and Defense Suite, only used Foxwell Mission Giver, and expanded its location pool. They also fixed the Recover Cargo archetype and created an FPS version, which is pretty cool. Elsewhere, the teams are looking to expand ship battles with the new escort thing that we're going to look at today. We're continued on content for upcoming patches, including moving generic contracts over to guilds and factions, which is needed for Reputation V2. Okay, that's cool. We like to see that. Finally, for mission design, the devs investigated an issue with mission generation where it appears that there are not enough contracts for everyone, which is likely caused by server meshing. Okay. Narrative. Let's see what we got here. Team help performance capture, record dialogue. Longer term narrative and solidifying the next major story arc. Again, we talked about this last month. It kind of implies that they're going to stick with this next year exactly the same. And I don't think they understand that this kind of blows. It blows to be a player right now, I feel like. It's moments of, like, just a few moments of really fun, but not super consistent, I guess. And it seems to be a lot of work on the devs too. So I don't know. No chill ever, which I guess is a good thing because CIG has chilled for 13 years, right? Online tech continue to work on the item imprint system. Design aspects are being discussed. Technical documentation is being written and service development has begun. Item imprint system sounds like tier 0 V2 or whatever, right? This sounds like what will maintain our database or something. Team also began primary discussions for the upcoming instancing service in collaboration with other teams. They're currently defining the objectives and high-level technical details. Again, I know a lot of people hate the idea that there might be instances in Star Citizen. I think it's fantastic if done well. Has CIG ever done anything well? The art, I guess. So we'll see. Gameplay stuff, they've struggled, so it's hard. Yeah, this is like item insurance. That's what I meant by that. Midsaw. Live tool teams worked on filtering and sorting functionality of the moderation tool, significantly enhancing overall user experience. That's their own tool, I guess. In parallel, testing began for the new Montreal development infrastructure with offloads computational load from individual developer machines, making day-to-day work smoother and more efficient. So they're making their own servers for the devs. So instead of saying works on my machine, they'll say it works on our servers and make that excuse instead. The network team focused on but hopefully what this creates is internal play tests or something work more like how it is for us. So hopefully that's good. And then another mention of dynamic server meshing, R&D, glass cloud rendering, cloud tech, and reflection. And then, yeah, that's really it. Nothing crazy in VFX either. Kind of a downer, I would say, outside of the furry, of course. There wasn't too much here. This picture's so weird, it makes everybody look way drunker than they are. I don't know. I'm trying to think of like highlights. Gattack Raylan being in development is interesting. The Kraken being mentioned is interesting. This airlock, do we know what ship this is from? Probably the Meteor. But then the rest is just AI stuff, which never really comes to life for us, right? Perseus, I mean, they've been talking about that, right? So it's just ships. But I guess we're going to jump into the roadmap next, where we get more of 4.3. Hold on, I don't have the proper roadmap. Let me grab that. Let's see. There we go. I got it now. Mux, thanks for the gifted subs, man. I appreciate you. Okay. So 4.2.1 stuff, more hairstyles. I got to look at those. I haven't seen them yet. Global event tracking service. Implement a new system that tracks players' progression across multiple shards. This system will be first conjunction. Oh, it's the global event thing that we're dealing with. Cool. Mission collection. Improving Wicklow's missions, which we're seeing, which is very good so far. Obviously, there's some critiques to it, but nothing crazy. And then the Strata armor, which we have seen already as well. This is the juicy stuff. 4.3 is finally mentioned. Cooperative zones instead of contested zones. Not an event, not a sandbox like contested zones, but the opposite, where investigation, puzzle solving, and cooperation with players around you will make completing objectives easier. Think the garages. I think that's probably what they're going to go with. If you guys have done Lazarus at all or Stormbreaker, the garages where you need two people to press a button at the same time. It'll probably be puzzles like that. Abandoned underground facilities located on every moon in the Stanton system. These enormous multi-lever structures are used for the new cooperative zones coming in Alpha 4.3. Okay. Are these basically abandoned what were they called? The huge locations. Yeah, distro centers. Implementing the latest Volt weapons. The sniper. Ooh, okay. And then the sniper light armor is mentioned as well. Specialized in stealth gameplay. So, okay. It's not listed here, but the sniper light armor has to come with... Well, I guess it doesn't. The armor can come first. I was going to say it has to come with FPS radar, but it won't. Most likely. They'll probably deliver the armor first. And then the Ambrose armor. I think we've seen the Ambrose helmets in game, haven't we, already? And then more hairstyles. That's good that they've been adding more hairstyles every patch. Ladder improvements. Holy 2023 in almost 2026. That's sweet. AI, it's literally taken 2 years to do the ladder improvements, but that's good. AI FPS turrets, adding anti-personnel turrets for players to avoid or destroy, providing additional PvE challenges. That's good. Mission pickup on location, enabling new missions to be discovered and added to journals when you approach or enter a designated area. That's awesome as well. And then more Wicklow ships. The Starlancer attack, Drake Golem, and Volterrapid Medic with upgraded components. These ships can be unlocked by bringing the NPC Wicklow a number of favors in exchange for rewards. Cool. I gotta say, I love the mission pickup location thing. That sounds fantastic. Ladder improvements, you have no idea how important that is. The abandoned underground facility sounds interesting. Cooperative zone sounds fun with orgs, but I wonder how they're going to screw that one up. And yeah, cool. Monthly report, kind of mad, but the roadmap was pretty exciting, actually. Nice. So yeah, I don't know. Let me know what you think. I can't believe I survived without having to blow my nose during that, but I feel like I do now, so it's probably best to end it here. And yeah, that was cool. Check out the pics. Oh, on the roadmap? Yeah, let me do that. Wait, where's 4.3? Okay, there it is. There, yeah, we know what the sniper armor looks like. Hairstyles, work in progress. Medium armor, work in progress. Ladders are ladders. Cooperative zones say ASD. So these will probably follow more of the storyline, I guess. So ASD underground facilities. So not distro centers or distro centers with the ASD logo. About an underground facilities. Yeah, still says ASD on it. Interesting. More ASD at mission pickup locations. Oh, there's the sniper. Oh, yeah, it looks awesome. Looks awesome. So cool. I guess that's where we'll leave it though. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed that, but 4.3 looks nice. But again, not too much. So we'll see.